Hey guys, so today we're talking about the truth about Lüften in Germany. As many of you may have heard or seen the rumors online, many buildings here in Germany are prone to mold. That's why I'm taking a look at an article that I want to share with you titled Ventilation and Mold Prevention in Germany. You see, there's a correct way to ventilate and a strategy that's important for keeping apartments and homes in Germany free from spores and the landlord at bay. We'll start, it's found here at hamburg.com under the Residence, Housing, and Ventilation article, 18918. It's in English and in German. So where does mold come from? Very simple. You see, there's a lot of moisture in the air and thus on the walls. And the underlying cause may vary. Among the main reasons is insufficient insulation, leaks, cracks in the walls, roofing or windows, or incorrect heating and ventilation. All this leads to condensation of humidity on the edges of the windows and in corners of your rooms. That's why in Germany, you'll see people morning, afternoon, and evening time, they open up their doors, they open up their windows, and they ventilate. Legal issues vary from city to city, but it causes allergies and even serious illness, even though it's mostly harmless. That's why mold should be removed as soon as it's spotted. According to German housing law, mold is considered damage to the rental property, and so the landlord is responsible for removing it, but the tenant is entitled to rent reduction. And at the same time, the landlord can blame the tenant for failing to heat and ventilate the apartment or the home correctly. So the tenant must keep the apartment at a certain temperature and ventilate regularly to keep mold at bay. Otherwise, tenants can even be made responsible for the damage. I've been living here in Germany for about almost 20 or a little bit over 20 years, and nothing could have prepared me for Lüften, ventilation in Germany. What you're about to watch is basically a video I made representing my first time ventilating in Germany. Viewer discretion is advised. I don't know what's behind this door, but all I know is it doesn't want us here. I feel a cold presence. Let's get out of here. All right, and similar to this video, there's so many online on YouTube and on TikTok, many content creators making their own version of, as funny as it may be, the struggle of ventilating in Germany. I know I'm from Southern California, and I honestly don't really remember ventilating at home. Maybe the occasional summer breeze to cool down the house a little bit in the evenings or in the morning, but never like in Germany. You see, they do it all seasons, in the wintertime, in the springtime, in the fall, and in the summer. In the summer, it's the worst because you try to ventilate in the early mornings, because if you ventilate in the afternoon or sometimes even in the evenings, you're letting in all the hot air. That hot air is coming inside your house and it's trapped. So let's continue with the article. So the German term is actually called Stoßlüften, which means ventilating properly, opening windows completely for a short period of time. And the greater the difference in temperature between the inside and outside the room, the shorter this period needs for a complete exchange of the air in the room. In the winter, 3 to 5 minutes is usually enough to prevent the interior walls and furniture from cooling down too much. Querlüften, on the other hand, means that the windows in rooms at different sides of the building are fully opened at once. It's even better because it creates a diagonal airflow through the rooms. So for instance, you would open on one side and then on the other side to create a Querlüften. Lüften, on the other hand, which means tilting ajar the windows open slightly for a longer time, is very inefficient, as the air cannot stream out as effectively. Additionally, Lüften may cool down the walls and furniture down, causing humidity to condensate. A lot of people think that it's just about opening the windows in the morning, afternoon, or evening, and then going to another room if it's cold. But you also do that when you take showers. Winters are the worst here in Germany because it gets extremely, extremely cold. So you're taking a shower, you got the Lüften going on, and you're letting in all that cold air. And let me tell you, coming out of a hot shower and reaching for that towel is quite an experience. You come in a well-endowed man and you come out a mighty queen. Happens to the best of us. And so here they have some tips on effective ventilation. According to the Deutsche Mieterbund, DMB, German Tenants Association, the rooms of an apartment should be aired more than just once a day, especially rooms in which people spend a lot of time during the day. They need to be ventilated more frequently, as humans actually produce a lot of humidity just by breathing. In the evening, before going to bed, the whole apartment, including the bedroom, should be ventilated. Pay special attention to bathroom and other rooms in which great amounts of humidity are produced, for example, by cooking or hanging or ironing the laundry. To keep such rooms properly dry, doors should be kept closed and windows should be fully opened after use. After having a shower in interior bathrooms, i.e. without outdoor windows, open the door and fully open the nearest window to the outside. Keep the other doors closed to prevent the hot, humid air from entering the other rooms. Even on rainy days, ventilation is important. Unless the rain is entering through the window, the cold air outside is still drier than the hot air inside the room. Of course, there's no need inside the apartment. During the daytime, ventilation is not possible, but it's also not necessary. Oh, read that wrong. Of course, if there is no one inside the apartment during the daytime, ventilation is not possible, but it's also not necessary. In this case, it's enough to air out the apartment thoroughly or your home in the morning and in the evening. Yet another website that I found, bmuv.de, Bundesministerium für Umwelt, Naturschutz, Nukleare Sicherheit und Verbraucherschutz, probably butchered all that, BMUV, proper ventilation and heating, whether at home or at work, proper ventilation and heating helps to improve the indoor air, prevent mold growth, and maintain a healthy indoor climate. Shock ventilation was what we went over, the Stoßlüften, which works the best. And then here in Germany, we're notorious, you can't see it, but behind me, there's a radiator. They have radiator. For whatever reason, they don't believe in AC or central air conditioning in most units here in Germany. Another article here talks about how Germans are obsessed with Lüften, the act or the art of ventilating their homes, but it's undermining efforts to make buildings more energy efficient. Long considered to be a key measure for good respiratory hygiene, Germans often crack open windows to let nasty, stale air out and fresh but cold air in, even in the dead of winter. But for all the enthusiasm for crisp air circulation, researchers suggest that the national devotion to Lüften may actively undermine buildings' energy efficiency and emissions to reduce those goals. Here's some tips coming from Deutsch.pro, the secrets of German Stoßlüften, fresh air and well-being. When it comes to typical German habits, Stoßlüften, shock ventilation, is at the top of the list. It's a phenomenon that's considered an unspoken law in German households. But what is Stoßlüften actually about? In this article, we'll discuss the benefits of Stoßlüften. Number 1, improving indoor air quality. Number 2, promoting health. And number 3, saving energy. Even though that last article we read says it's actually the opposite. Tips for proper Stoßlüften: frequency. It's best to shock ventilate several times a day for about 5 to 10 minutes. It allows for regular air exchange without causing the room to cool down too much. Open window wide. Shock airing is all about completely ventilating the room. Therefore, open the windows and doors wide to ensure optimal airflow. Number 3, create a draft. I love this one because I like to use it in the summertime. It gets really hot in all the buildings in Germany. It is rare to find air conditioning in Germany unless you go to like the grocery store and hang out by the cooler or the freezer section. But you create a draft to maximize air exchange. Also open windows and doors in adjacent rooms. This creates a draft and allows fresh air to be distributed throughout the home. Like I mentioned before, I do this in the mornings when it's a little bit cooler, and then we close the windows once the house is a little bit cooled off and all that hot air from the summertime is out, and then we roll down the Rollläden or the Rollladen to make sure that it's trapped and you have a cooler home. Number 4, proper timing. Ideally, shock ventilate in the morning, midday, and evening. This provides fresh air to the room at different times of the day. In conclusion, Stoßlüften is more than a simple air exchange. It's a lifestyle that aims to improve indoor air quality and increase overall well-being. By regular shock ventilating, we create a pleasant atmosphere that fills us with fresh energy and helps us face the challenges of everyday life. And with that being said, I'm going to leave you with a couple of videos of those content creators. Some of them are really, really funny, and then some of them are pretty shocking.
What are you doing?
I'm letting some fresh air in.
You mean Lüften?
Yeah.
Lüften is strictly forbidden this year. Have you seen the energy bill? Do you know how much it costs to reheat the house after Lüften? Do not let me catch you again.
That was scary. I need some fresh air.
Lüften. Janusz lüftet das Zimmer.
Stoßlüften. Stoßlüften.
Dieses Wort benutzen die Deutschen besonders gerne. Stoßlüften bedeutet, dass man alle Fenster ganz weit aufmacht, denn das ist effizienter und es spart Energie, wenn man das nur für 10 Minuten macht. Und die Deutschen lieben ja Effizienz.
I'm going to teach you how to say lüften and not Lüften. Assuming you're American, you know the word dirty? Because that sound is exactly what a lot of you produce when you are trying to make the ü sound. You're making it an sound or an sound. It has to be a lot deeper. Start with the German pronunciation of the letter U, U, and make your lips tighter, like this. U. Sounds stupid right now, but that's how it works. Just think of a cat's asshole. The stupider you feel, the righter it is, okay? So if you still have problems with pronunciation of that afterwards, then I'm really sorry. I'm not a German teacher. I'm just a fucking YouTuber.
I'm German. Of course the first thing I do after getting up is opening the windows, because Lüften is very important. You should not go wondering about Lüften your room. Otherwise, your mom will come in and tell you that your room smells like a puma cage.
Oh man, it's so hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Can you turn on the AC?
Oh, I didn't know you were a Milan guy.
What?
Was?
I meant the air conditioner.
Oh! We don't have that here.
What?
This is fine.
It really isn't. I mean, how can you live without an AC?
Do you know how much energy that uses?
I know, but it's...
And it is expensive.
Yeah, but do you really...
And those boxes ruin the aesthetic of the building.
But it's so hot.
This is fine.
Dude, this is unbearable.
This is fine.
Wouldn't you rather be comfortable in your own home?
I am comfortable.
You're drowning in sweat.
I am not.
What is that?
It's water.
Water.
Yeah, I took a shower earlier and I forgot to dry off.
Dude, now you're just making stuff up.
Listen, buddies, this is how it's done in Europe, okay? Don't question it. Europe has agreed that this is how it's done, and it is good.
How are you supposed to stay cool?
Oh, through vibes and opening a window.
Oh, okay, so can we open a window?
Oh, they already are.
Oh.
To end, let me know in the comments below if you are using Lüften, shock ventilation, or at least ventilating your area, your home, your apartment, or maybe your office. I know in the office sometimes it's so cold, and some people, you know, they have different temperatures than others, and I know sometimes it's pretty crazy to walk into a cold room in the winter and someone is wearing their jacket and they seem quite comfortable, but the rest of us, we want to work with each other, but it's just freezing. So again, in the wintertime, you don't need to ventilate for so many minutes. Just a couple minutes, 5 to 10 minutes max in the winter, and then close the window. Be respectful to the rest of your colleagues and your coworkers. If all else fails, drink more water. With that being said, my name is Jesse López. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this. I hope that you're enjoying your Christmas season with your family and your loved ones. And I wish all you a blessed 2025. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, share with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next videos. We'll see you in the next one.